Hey guys, my name's Josh and I'm an underwater photographer and Ikelite Ambassador, and in today's video I'm going to be talking a little bit about one of my favorite Ikelite accessories, and that is the fiber optic converter for the DS series strobes. Now when it comes to connecting your strobes to your underwater system, you've got two options to do this. You can use an electronic sync cord, which involves a direct connection from the strobes to the camera via the housing, or you can use a fiber optic system. Now, the fiber optic system actually uses light to transmit the signal from the camera to the strobes so that they fire, and this offers a couple of key advantages. One of the main advantages, at least in my opinion, for using a fiber optic system over the electronic sync cable system is the increased flexibility that you have when you're out in the field. This is particularly true if you're a big animal photographer like myself, where your subjects can change in the flash of a second. It can just be all of a sudden you're shooting one particular subject in the morning where strobes are really beneficial, and then within seconds you're presented with a whole new subject that's just arrived on the scene and strobes just aren't really suitable. A really good example of this was a few years ago. I was photographing blue sharks and Makos off the coast of Mexico. These are two subjects that really benefit from strobes, in my opinion. You get some crazy detail on the shark's face and on their eyes, and all their cuts and abrasions, and the color, the sharpness. Yeah, so definitely two subjects there, blue sharks and Makos, that I was really wanting to use my strobes. And I had them connected via a hardwired system, the electronic sync cable. But after about 2-3 hours or so, we got a call that there were some orcas up the coast, which is a subject where strobes are really not ideal at all for many reasons. One of the main reasons it's not ideal though is just because you're going to be getting in and out of the boat very quickly. So the fiber optic system allows you in such circumstances just to simply disconnect by pulling up at the quick release handles like so, pulling out the cords, and you're ready to shoot natural light. Okay, say then you go back to a subject that would benefit from strobes again. You just grab your strobes from wherever you've stored them, reconnect the system, and just like that, you are ready to shoot with strobes again. So like I was saying, it just increases the flexibility that you have when you're out in the field, and you can be prepared for all subjects, and you also have that peace of mind that you are not worried about floods. You're not worried about water getting in. It's a very adaptable system, and just make sure that you're ready for all subjects that might be cruising around at any point in time. When it comes to setting up your underwater system using the fiber optic converter, there are a few parts that you should be aware of. Okay, at the top of the housing, you'll need to replace the standard bulkhead that allows for an electronic sync cord, and you can easily swap it in for the fiber optic system, the fiber optic receiver, and that goes in the top of the housing in the same location. Okay, I've got mine installed just at the top here. Then what you have here is you've got the two converters. Each of these will attach directly to your DS series strobes, and they screw in exactly like the electronic sync cables do. And now all that's left to be done is to connect the fiber optic cables. And remember, these transmit light, so there's no actual hardwire connection going between the cable and the strobe on this side here, or from the cable to the housing on this side here. Each of those connect just like that. And that is all there is to it. Your strobes are now ready to fire with your camera. So I've now been using the fiber optic system for about 6 months now, and I've found it to be incredibly reliable. They've never missed a beat, and they've been really easy to set up in the field and be ready to go shooting. The installation process also, as someone that doesn't excel typically at making these kind of, it makes me very nervous when I go about adjusting anything on my housing. That was very easy as well. Okay, the bulkhead that was for the electronic sync cable that sits at the top of most housings, easily removed, replaced it with the fiber optic system, and I was ready to go. A quick pressure test with the Ikelite pump, and I knew that it was all sealed, installed correctly, and I was ready to go. So all in all, this is my personal recommendation. As I said, particularly if you're into big animal photography, I really recommend considering switching to a fiber optic system. It'll increase your flexibility in the field. You don't have to be worried as much about potential flooding, and you will just be always ready for the moment, regardless what subjects present. If you have any questions at all regarding the fiber optic system or underwater photography in general, always feel free to get in touch. I'm very active over at Josh Blank Photography on Instagram and Facebook. You can also reach me via my website, via email at www.wildnarrative.com.au. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have, and always keen to talk all things photography and equipment. Happy shooting.